Okay, so this is about the patriarchy. Right? Oh my God. Okay, she's now humping the floor. Okay. Oh, this is so iconic. Yeah. I'm really feeling this. This is so good. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucien, and today I'm going to be discovering Madonna. Let's go. Okay, so this actual video was actually originally a Patreon request. So in the top tier of Patreon, you can actually request album reactions from me. And this one was very generously and gorgeously requested by member Drock Drag, who has been a long time supporter of the Patreon. Yeah, and this one, he picked out, like he wanted to do the Immaculate Collection, but decided actually I'm gonna make my own version of the Immaculate Collection. And so he picked 13 songs, starting with Lucky Star and ending with Vogue, Justify My Love. And he's picked a mixture of music videos and iconic live performances. Obviously, there are some songs that I know. Obviously, I know Vogue. Who doesn't? But reacting to the music videos and live performances that I haven't seen actually proved to be really enlightening and really broadened my idea of Madonna as an artist. So yeah, so it ended up being a brilliant video, and I thought this has got to go on YouTube. And so I've edited it here for you to enjoy. Haha. Drock Drag has actually taken me through Madonna even further with full album reactions to Erotica, Bedtime Stories, and Ray of Light. The first of those, Erotica reaction, is up on Patreon now, and those will be Patreon exclusive. The link's in the description for you. And so before I cut into the video, if you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe. Yeah. For more content like this, check out my other videos, such as my David Bowie discovery and my Kate Bush discovery, and let me know what I should react to in terms of if I were to do another Madonna discovery. This is an artist who probably will need 3 videos. Yeah, so let me know. Then I guess we're going to cut into the video. Ta-da! Right. Hello. How are you this month? I'm really excited to go through them. Obviously, there are going to be some I know because Madonna, but like a lot of these, like I haven't seen any kind of visuals, I haven't seen the live performances, and so I think it will be really cool to kind of like understand how she was the artist she was. And the thing is, like, whenever I do these kinds of things, even if I have heard a song before, doing it in this context always teaches me more, you know, because like you can hear a song a million times like in the background and have never actually looked at the lyrics and understood like what the song's about. And I think Madonna's kind of one of those artists for me, really. Like, so yeah, that's what we're doing today. Okay, so first, full screen it. Lucky Star, the official video, which I guess was her first song. Was it her first song? Presumably. I always thought Like a Virgin was her first song, so, but you've got it before, and so, yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh, this is the iconic look, hey? Wait, did Carly Rae Jepsen sample this? It's reminding me, I think Carly Rae Jepsen sampled that sound. The 80s are hitting hard today. This is an iconic look. I don't think I ever really kind of knew what people were referencing though. She's got the image there right away. She's even got the beauty spot from the beginning. It's hooky earworm stuff. Feels very youthful, doesn't it? There's this kind of youthful kind of wishing on a star kind of thing, which I find quite interesting. It really is emphasizing that she's young, for better or worse. Music video is like the classic kind of 80s, beginning of the music video era vibe, isn't it? Yeah, okay. It's a really succinct thing, isn't it? You know, you're looking for somebody to fall in love with, you're wishing on that, and so this person becomes the lucky star, you know? Lots of great little lyrics that really play into the metaphor. I love like these classic like 80s videos that are like, there's always 2 backing dancers. The thing is, like, Madonna really rode the wave, didn't she, of the music video era. And actually, the thing that they needed to do in this was create an image. This is Madonna. This is what she looks like. The image that's going to get stuck in your head and going to change fashion. That's kind of the main thing. And that's what they did from the off, you know, like, it's a strong quite bold look. She's got really backcombed hair, the huge bow, which ended up becoming iconic. In terms of a music video, at the beginning of her career, it's like mission statement, you know, simple, clean, clear, you know. Yeah, really fun, really kind of like frivolous. You must be my lucky star because you shine on me wherever you are. I just think of you and I start to glow. I need your light and baby, you know. Great, like really succinct songwriting that kind of brings in the metaphor into everything that's said. I really like that kind of pop songwriting. It kind of just like feels very satisfying to kind of riff on a single metaphor, you know. Starlight, star bright. It's just like little catchy moments that just make it, you know. There is kind of a sexuality to it as well. Even though this is obviously really early on and it's kind of right down the middle in a way, there are moments like the heavenly body kind of does give you a bit of a picture of an Adonis. Yeah, so you're seeing little hints of it, right? But clearly like this one isn't like as deep as like so many of her other songs end up getting. And I suppose that's kind of this being the in, you know, with a kind of like catchy, maybe more surface level song so that I can then kind of fuck with everybody when I have the freedom to do so, when I'm big, you know? But yeah, let's go on to the next one. It's in a playlist. Okay, so we've got the live version of Like a Virgin from the VMAs in 1984. She's on a cake, okay? She's dressed as a bride. She's like a cake topper. Yeah, you make me feel like a virgin. Oh, she's really like singing it like salaciously. And she's dressed as a bride. Well, she literally is like, you know. Like, this is the fucking 80s, like, bum, 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 like a virgin. It's so cool, her being like a cake topper, leaving the guy behind. There's kind of a power thing there, isn't there? Oh, well, okay. This would have like really upset people. She's in a wedding dress, like it's kind of almost like the sanctity of marriage, that kind of conservative thing. She's fucking it, isn't she? Throwing it around and like writhing around and enjoying herself being free. Like a virgin. Oh my God, okay, she's now humping the floor. Okay, yes, bitch. Can't you hear my heartbeat? Great. Oh my God, she literally puts the microphone to her heartbeat. Oh my God, like you could hear the crowd are a bit like, that is just like so iconic, isn't it? Like it's so pointed. I'm going to take this vision of conservative traditionalism, these two cake toppers, wax figures, like frozen in time, and I'm going to break that. I'm going to leave the guy behind frozen on his own, have my freedom. I'm going to descend from the cake and I'm going to writhe around the floor, making orgasmic noises, like humping the floor, rolling around, like in a wedding dress with your hair down. It's like so disruptive in terms, like when you think about like where we were in the 80s, you know, especially in America, because like Christianity is much more of like a big thing. Obviously, like we have Christianity in the UK as well, but it doesn't feel quite as like conservative. The vibe's different. But yeah, so even more so in America to kind of like get on national television at this huge award show, you know, this is really making the most of like the early days of like broadcast, isn't it? Making your moment, choosing it to have a message of like sexual liberation for women. Yeah, but it's the way that it contrasts against the kind of married image that is just so powerful to me. Yeah. Love it. So good. Like a virgin when your heart beats next to mine. Okay, I made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through. Don't know how lost I was until I found you. I was beat, incomplete. I've been had. I was sad and blue, but you made me feel, yeah, you made me feel shiny and new. So the lyrics in this one have much more kind of movement and drama to them. Like a virgin touched for the very first time, like a virgin when your heart beats next to mine. So actually, it would be quite easy to think actually like she is the virgin, but she says like a virgin, right? Which actually makes you kind of realize that she's had sex before, you know? And actually even in that little detail, there's like subversion of traditional like female sexuality, you know? Actually, even on top of like what I was saying about the wedding dress, the white wedding dress is meant to be white because it's supposed to represent virginity, right? So like she really is just like just like thinking the next level. It's just like a super succinct classic lyric that is just like stands the test of time. It's to the point, but like has that kind of hidden detail in it, which is, you know, that's really great. Next one, we have Material Girl, the official video. Cool, let's go.
She's fantastic.
I don't think I've ever seen the music video for this.
She could be great. She could be a major star.
Oh, this is the Marilyn Monroe ref, isn't it?
I've got a great idea for a blue. Don't change anything, George. He touches one thing.
This is so good. Storytelling is already there. So this is obviously a reference to Diamond Zero Girl's best friend, right?
Yeah, he's still after me. Yeah, he thinks he can impress me by giving me expensive.
I love how she's like, actually, like, you can't win me over with the diamonds. That's quite an important detail there. I'll just walk away. Oh, okay, so it's not just a recreation of the Marilyn Monroe, but actually has a bit of story to it as well. In a material world, and I am a material girl. Isn't that just like one of the best lyrics? I am a. It's just one of those things that you just get your fucking lips around. It's just so catchy. It's brilliant.
They can't raise my interest, then
They can't raise my interests. Very clever.
save their pennies.
Oh, she's so stunning, isn't she? She's so unique as well, and her voice sounds so unique. You can understand why she kind of stood out, you know. Oh, and I am a material girl. It's actually also very pointed that the world is material. It's like she doesn't have a choice but to be a material girl, you know. In a material world, in a material world. Also very pointed, the men are almost telling her here, we're living in a material world. It's kind of shit that I never actually really thought about, actually. There are levels here, you know. And I am a material girl. I just can't not sing that. I am a material girl. Okay, it's kind of showing more of the storyline. She's kind of not very interested, but maybe she should be. Ooh, a man trying to buy her affections, hey? Oh shit, okay, so this is about the patriarchy. Right? Because the man is like saying to her, I'm gonna keep buying you this stuff. And she's almost falling for it, you know? And it's almost like, maybe I should fall for it. Maybe I should just fall back into line. And does she? Oh, and then they do it. Yeah. So actually, there's actually something kind of weirdly post-capitalist about that song. Do you know what I mean? Like on the surface, like, and I think every time I've always thought about it, it kind of has like quite a simple kind of premise. It's like, I am shallow, blah, 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 blah. But I feel as if there's more than meets the eye. And I think she's trying to communicate that to us through the way that the music video works and through the men, the kind of robotic sounding men telling her this is a material world, you know. It's like it has a kind of 1984 kind of feeling to it. Is it? Wait. It was 1984. Sorry, I'll have to take my headphones off because I got a delay. 1984, obviously, the book is about kind of a futuristic representation of the world where like it's kind of dystopian, kind of post-capitalist, post-fascist kind of world, you know. And just I suppose it's a coincidence, but the fact this comes out in 1984 is like, maybe that was in her head when she was like coming up with the concepts and everything. Because yeah, it really feels as if like you've got the kind of robotic male voices telling you this is a material world. You've got the music video where at the beginning she's like, oh, I wasn't really that interested, but he keeps on buying me nice stuff. So, and then it is nice. It's almost like she's convincing herself that this guy is worth going out with because he buys her shit. And I feel like that's very knowing. It's like she knows that like that relationship isn't actually based on anything. It's just based on gifts. And so it kind of is a commentary on the way in which women are actually expected to fall into place when bought nice things. It's got all those kinds of shades to it. And also when you think about the video and how actually he kind of wins her over, it kind of then has a bit of a dark kind of side to it. I really love the concept of it being like a storyline, kind of a double layered storyline where you've got this actress who's like, you know, the guy, the director or the casting person or whatever is like trying to, you know, win her over. And then it kind of mirrors what is happening in real life. It mirrors that in the kind of movie recreation. So it has this kind of like double layered kind of fourth wall, multi-layered thing going on, which is like, yeah, like so much cleverer than I think most people would kind of give a kind of frivolous pop song of that era credit for. Do you know what I mean? If I were to like talk to my dad or somebody, right, about this song, he would be like, it's not that deep, you know, it is what it is type thing. I mean, my dad likes pop music, but I think my dad, for instance, would think, you know, like Stevie Wonder and like Pink Floyd and Queen and all those were the ones doing the kind of conceptual stuff, and wasn't it within pop music? Sorry, reading my dad for filth. But it's like, it's a very common opinion to kind of underrate a lot of what pop artists were doing, especially at this time. But I think it's really clear to me, especially like watching the Like a Virgin live performance. These are both 1984, right? These are still the same artist. You've got the one person like trying to like really upset the status quo, being super deliberately sexual in the face of the patriarchy and making it very obvious. And then you've got this other song and people would just say, oh yeah, it's just surface level. It's just shallow. And it's like, no, she's not that artist. There is something going on deeper here. Let's see if there are any more lyrics that stand out in that way. Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me. I think they're okay. If they don't give me proper credit, I'll just walk away. They can beg and they can plead, but they can't see the light because the boy with the cold hard cash is always Mr. Right. And so that does read as quite a cynical view of the world, you know. The person with the money is the person who is always right, you know. Because we're living in a material world and I'm a material girl. And the thing is, she pointedly does say, the world is material. I am aware that the world is very shallow and runs on money. And I'm just going to play the game, you know. Do I have a choice but to play the game? Boys may come and boys may go, and that's all right, you see. Experience has made me rich, and now they're after me. I'm rich with experience. That's the truth of it, right? Like, actually, she's kind of revealing a bit more here that actually, like, boys come and boys go. Actually, that isn't what's important. People are after me because I'm rich in experiences. And that really reveals then, in that kind of last moment, what the truth of the song actually is, you know? Great. Love digging into that. That kind of really gives such a different kind of view of that song. It's so interesting that it's like, if you view it and through this kind of cynical lens, it's like completely changes it, you know? Next one. This is Crazy for You. Okay. Power ballad?
Swaying room as the music starts, making the most of the dark.
Oh, maybe this is like a soundtrack song. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Cool singing her in this like slightly different mode.
I'm crazy for you. Trying hard to control my heart.
It's so funny how like sonically the early days of the synthesizer just so stuck in the 80s. It's nice hearing her sing something that's a bit more kind of ballady. Kind of reveals her voice, you know. Of course, another kind of aspect of Madonna's voice is the doubling. She almost uses it as sonic branding rather than just like the kind of more technical aspect of what it's for. Yeah, it is interesting actually that like it still kind of feels like at this point she's still playing the game in a way, because like somebody who is obviously like very forward thinking in terms of femininity and sexuality, on the surface the songs do code as like standard kind of love songs, you know. Even Like a Virgin, it's more kind of the stuff around it that's super disruptive. Yeah, and that one kind of like reads as a fairly standard ballad, doesn't it? I think this is actually probably quite a good time to talk about her voice actually in more detail, because she really doesn't have like a traditional singer's singing voice, does she? If you think about like her contemporaries like Whitney Houston, who's like vocals, you know, it's like super smooth, super perfect, super powerful, super beautiful, glossy vocals. Madonna's is far more about like personality, really, isn't it? The sound of her voice kind of has like a specific kind of nasal frequency to it, but it doesn't sound jarring or abrasive. It just sounds like Madonna, you know? And I think that's kind of like one of the key things that kind of make up this artist who is like, has hit the biggest heights in the history of recorded music, you know, the instantaneous image, the instantaneous voice, you know, it's all just uniquely her. The fact that her like fucking name is Madonna, do you know what I mean? Like, It's like it was foretold that she would be the biggest thing on the planet, you know, and that she would fuck with conservative Christianity and conservative values. You know, it's like the fact that her name is Madonna and she's doing all this stuff just is like subversive in itself, you know. Let's have a look at the lyrics for that one. Swaying rum as the music starts, strangers making the most of the dark. Oh, that's really cute. Chew by chew, their bodies become one. I see you through the smoky air. Can't you feel the weight of my stare? You're so close, but still a world away. What I'm dying to say is that I'm crazy for you. So it's like someone who can't quite get the courage to like take that leap and go and say that they like them, you know. Again, very kind of youthful kind of thing. Trying hard to control my heart, I walk over to where you are, eye to eye. We need no words at all. Soon we are two standing still in time. If you read my mind, you'll see I'm crazy for you. I love the visual. I love how like close and detailed it is. Like the whole story of the song is literally verse 1 was stood apart and verse 2 was stood together. Boom. You know, I like that. Like it's really focused. Okay, let's go on to the next one. I don't know what we got next. Let's see. Oh, Papa Don't Preach. Okay, yes, I love this one. Amazing to kind of have this like string sample at the beginning. Oh, I love her haircut. Fuck the feminine haircut. Oh, iconic. Was it a single dad kind of storyline? Oh. Look at that cute guy. Look at Madonna. Cute guy. I love how he's more feminine than her. That's got to be pointed. I'm in trouble deep, but I made up my mind. I'm looking my babe, keeping my baby. I was gonna say losing. Stunning melody in it, you know. It's kind of gay, isn't it? You could definitely read this as like her masking up and getting with another guy. I love that detail, you know. God, she looks fucking stunning there, doesn't she? Keep my baby. I love how this is like a movie, this music video. You've got like all the backstory and then you see she's trying to tell him that she's pregnant. Oh. Oh, it's just such a good melody. I can't. I think if someone were to say to me like, what's one of the best pop melodies ever, I'd say this, you know. Keep my baby. Oh, don't stop loving me, Dad. I think when I first heard this song, I thought it was like baby in the terms of like a partner. Maybe this is the moment she tells him, yeah. Oh my God. Oh shit. Storytelling. Fuck, this is so good. Yeah. But you can see it from the dad's perspective too, you know. She's still got the Pink Panther cuddly toy. Oh, and then he accepts it. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, what a story. I love it. Obsessed. Brilliant. So good. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I never knew the music video was like so literal. Oh. Love it. Like already a fucking brilliant song, like on the kind of like just the pure like melody, harmony level, fantastic, ageless, and like again, super subversive. To like write a song about a teenage pregnancy in the 80s is fucking mad, and like not what you'd expect from a pop song as well. It's storytelling. It's more kind of like a country song in terms of the story itself, you know? Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I think the other thing to kind of like unpack with that is that like the decision that she makes is I'm keeping my baby. This isn't like I've got pregnant as a teenager and I'm going to listen to you, Dad. It's not like swearing fealty to the male patriarchal figure. It's her resisting and pushing against a male patriarchal figure, because as a teenager she's like, I might be a teenager but I know what I want and I'm in love, and she sees the old couple and she's like, that's what I want, that's what I have, you know. She's swept up in the romance of it all, and you can kind of see from the dad's perspective it's like, oh, but you're a teenager, you have no idea, and how are you going to raise a child, and that guy's not going to stick around, and all those kinds of things. But like still he respects her, and I think that that's like such an important part of the music video, where he actually chooses to respect her decision, you know, and say, it's fine, you're still my baby, I'll support you, which is great. You know, I'm really glad that the music video ends that way, because it almost kind of teaches us as humans to be compassionate for one another, even in the context of a patriarchal system and like a father-daughter relationship. It does a really good job of painting the father-daughter relationship as well. It's a very kind of relatable thing. So it kind of brings you in that way. But then once you're in it, then it teaches you, it's like, no, he's not going to abandon her. No, he's not going to force her to have an abortion. Like, he's going to support her. This is the 80s. This is like a big deal, you know, especially if someone of Madonna's magnitude at this point, because like, you know, she's already had like multiple hits. But I mean, also the whole kind of like the imagery within the video itself felt very queer as well, which I loved as well. Let's have a look at the lyrics if there's anything I missed. So, Papa, I know you're going to be upset because I was always your little girl, but you should know by now I'm not a baby. I'm grown up. I'm not a child anymore. And it's about time that you learn that I'm not a child anymore. Stop treating me like one. The one you warned me all about, the one you said I could do without. We're in an awful mess. And I don't mean maybe. Please, Papa, don't preach. I'm in trouble deep. Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep, but I've made up my mind. I'm keeping my baby. She's not saying, what do I do? She's just asking for his support, even though she knows that like he might not agree with it. Yeah, and it's about supporting her own volition as a woman and allowing her to make her own choices as a woman. And like, it's such a forward-thinking thing. Like, she's like a fucking ultimate feminist. Right, let's go on to the next one. What have we got? Open Your Heart. Okay. I know this one because they did it on Glee. Probably my first introduction to a lot of Madonna songs was through Glee. Never seen the music video. Oh, there she is. A vision. Is this the first instance of the nipples? The iconic nipples? I fucking love this era of her hair. Like, the platinum blonde, but short. Heart to me, baby. Another brilliant melody. Is she like almost like a dream? It's almost like performative sexuality, femininity for the male gaze in a way, isn't it? This one's much more conceptual, isn't it? The waxy skinned men gazing on, you know, it's kind of pervy. And it's about a young boy falling into that tradition. Hey, I hold the lock and you hold the key. You turn the key. The chords are really nice too. There's a bit of a Mixolydian vibe going on. Open your heart. I'll make you love me. God, it's quite a kind of sad figure at the center of this. Somebody's kind of locked away. I guess this is like a peep show or something. Like maybe this is like a strip club. Her projection here is much more boyish again. Maybe this is meant to represent her like breaking down that barrier. Maybe teaching the younger generation something new. I guess on the surface, it's a story about like a erotic dancer, peep show performer choosing to leave. But yeah, there's so much in that. I never knew that that was what the music video for that was. Like, that's actually so cool because it really does like paint out these grown men who are there paying to see a woman dance for them beyond a screen. You know, once their money runs out, the thing goes down. Quite a kind of low level, quite kind of creepy, pervy kind of thing. And this woman is kind of almost like trapped in that place to perform for them. I don't think that she's necessarily like disempowered because she does choose to just leave, doesn't she? But like, I think the way in which she's kind of got the young boy trying to sneak in, and instead of letting him do it and letting him grow up to be another one of those men, she chooses to leave dressed in her like much more boyish clothing and chooses to kiss him and then take him off. And almost like maybe for me, that feels like this is like, we are teaching the young boys something different. The next generation will learn more respect for women, I think. See women as equals. Yeah, that's kind of what it's really giving me in terms of the storyline. Again, like super subversive, super interesting, has that kind of sex symbol energy, but every single time the whole sex symbol thing is undercut by something else. And I think that's the thing I'm finding super, super interesting. I see you on the street and you walk on by, you make me want to hang my head down and cry. If you gave me half a chance, you'd see my burning desire inside of me. There's a lot of longing in her songs, isn't there? There's kind of an ideation of idealization, of romance, you know, despite the fact that she knows that it kind of does play into kind of patriarchal standards, you know. Open your heart to me, I hold the lock and you hold the key. Oh, I've had to work much harder than this for something I want, don't try to resist me. So actually, like, having to work hard for something really speaks about the feminine perspective, doesn't it? You know, having to go that extra step further to reach the same level. I follow you around, but you can't see. You're too wrapped up in yourself to notice, so you choose to look the other way. Well, I've got something to say. You've got to open your heart to me. Oh, so actually, yeah, okay. So, like, the idea of opening your heart, unlocking your heart, especially in that second verse, seems to be like really looking at men and their inability to really open their hearts, you know, to really be emotional beings. And so in this song, she's like, I want to help you find that emotion. I want to help you discover emotion for yourself, to truly feel things rather than locking it all away, right? And then in the music video, it seems as if she's like, this is what we're going to teach the men of the future generation, not to lock their hearts away so that their only satisfaction can come from a peep show, from something that's kind of salacious and like fantasy, because they don't have the emotional vulnerability to actually experience that in their own lives. So they go to a peep show where they're protected by glass. Let's teach the new generation to feel their feelings, to truly understand their feelings, and to dismantle this toxic masculinity. Yeah, we're still working on that, I think, as a society, aren't we? Fuck. But yeah, like super, super forward thinking in that way. And actually, I never thought about the whole lock and key. I've got the key to your lock. You have your heart locked away because you're a man. You're expected to not feel. You're expected to keep your emotions locked away. And I have the solution. My femininity and my ability to harness my emotions because of that expectation on me as a female, or lack thereof. If you open your heart to me, then I can show you what it is to truly feel and to truly love, you know. I really never thought about the fact that like this was all like dismantling toxic masculinity. Like, I just thought it was a catchy song. God, I'm spending a lot of time on each one, but that's okay. Right, next one. This is Live to Tell. Much more traditional look. Just another movie one. Is this gay? I would know about it if it was gay, right? I hope I live to tell the secret that's burning inside of me. Yeah, wow. Facing like potential death, knowing that you might not actually be able to share what you have inside of you, yeah.
I know the one she gives.
Yeah. I think the integration of the film footage is a little bit more natural in this one. She almost seems like a narrator character in this one rather than just kind of performing alongside the clips, you know? Gun. I wonder what the secret is. Oh shit, okay. It's about getting caught up in gang circles and potentially dying. Yeah. Wow.
Never have the strength to go very far. The beating of my heart.
Wow. So maybe like the secret that she has to tell is about emotionality. It almost seems like she's the female figure in like maybe the mother of this kid in the movie. Yeah. It's like the men within my life don't know how to behave, don't know how to act. Interesting, yeah. I really loved that kind of integration of the song into the music video and everything with the movie, obviously, because like Crazy For You really did feel like these are scenes in the movie and here's somebody singing a song. Whereas this one, it seems like they've really thought about like how Madonna's character is going to integrate into the story of the movie. Yeah, and it almost feels like she's kind of like a side character in the movie getting to tell their story. If she's like the position of the mother of that kid who gets caught up in all the trouble. You can imagine that in that kind of movie, you wouldn't actually hear what she has to say. And so maybe that's how she conceptualized the song. Maybe she was like, this woman doesn't have a voice. The woman in the movie doesn't have a voice. Let me give her a voice, actually. And so it's kind of even like subverting the movie itself. This is great. I'm having a lot of fun today. I have a tale to tell. Sometimes it gets so hard to hide it well. I was not ready for the fall. Too blind to see the writing on the wall. A man can tell 1,000 lies. I've learned my lesson well. Hope I live to tell. The secret I have learned till then, it will burn inside of me. If I ran away, I'd never have the strength to go very far. How would they hear the beating of my heart? How would they hear? When will they learn? How will they know? Wow. What's the secret? Maybe she's like, I hope I live to tell. It's like, I hope to live at a point in society where as a woman, my voice is appreciated and my strength, emotional strength in the face of lies is something that is actually deemed as a powerful, as a good thing, you know? It's definitely like vaguer, isn't it, in that way? It feels as if you could insert your own storyline into it quite easily. Maybe it's like she like hoping that she'll be able to pass down the knowledge to future generations of boys again, you know, not to accept the lies of men, but to challenge them. Maybe that's the secret that she's learned. Yeah, really gorgeous. I love that one. That song was really beautiful as well. I hope I live to tell. I'm really gonna ponder that one. I'll be interested to hear what you think about it, actually. Next one. Life is a mystery. This is like a prayer music video. I don't think I've actually sat down and watched this music video. Let's have a look. Her hair is brown. She's running away from the police. I hear you call my name. So she's getting caught up. Maybe she's like escaping from like gang violence. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there. I hear your voice. It's like an angel sighing. Oh, it's fucking iconic. What's more iconic than someone called Madonna singing a song that's kind of simultaneously about religion and sex, you know? Amazing. Iconic. It's just iconic. And also like fucking with racial politics as well. Yes, bitch. Kissing the feet of Black Jesus in 1989. Like, come on. Like, it's so powerful. As an image, isn't that so powerful? You're in control, just like a child. God, and the song itself is fucking incredible, isn't it? It really is just astonishing. I've always loved this one. This is like probably really up there with my favourite Madonna songs. Also, the use of gospel in it and everything. I just love the kind of like connection. Oh, now we're reversing and we're going to see the reason why she ran away. Oh, they killed a woman. Okay. Shit. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power. Ooh. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. He didn't kill her. Oh, my God. No way. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oh, my God. I didn't know that about this music video. Oh, my God. I got chills on my arms. What the fuck? And just the image of her, like, burning the cross. It's like Christianity can be great, but not if it's within this context of racism and conservativeness, you know? Fuck me. Oh, this song is amazing. This music video is fucking mad. Oh my God, what a reveal. Shit. I'll take you back. Now she's having sex with Jesus. I suppose that's the double entendre. It's just such a moment for like somebody from a country who 20 years previous, 25 years previous, still was fucking segregated. To do something like this is phenomenal, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Oh God, oh my God, seriously. Is she gonna get him out of prison because she did in her colleagues? It's a stage show. Interesting. Let's break the fourth wall, hey. Yeah, wow. Fucking hell. I knew about the Black Jesus thing, and I kind of thought that's what the music video was. I never actually sat down and watched the whole thing and realised that it's actually about fucking racist police. You know? Fucking hell. That's fucking blown my mind. That's amazing. Like when you actually, yeah, and just the context of it. Yeah, what was it? Early 60s segregation ended. And then in 1989 was this? She is like kissing the feet of a black guy who is depicted as the most holy figure in the church, you know? And then the storyline is actually pointing the finger at American society, dismantling traditional racist values in the country. She sees where the country has been, and she knows, she's like, I see a future where these things are destroyed, where these things that are kind of standardized in our country, you know, the racism within the church and the racism within the police and the racism within our society. I see a future where that isn't the case. And it still fucking feels far away. I mean, we are in a specific moment in American history of like, you know, regression, temporary regression, I believe. But still, the police brutality in America still persists, doesn't it? Gun crime still exists in America. And there's a disproportionate amount of black people in prison. You know, it's just, yeah. In fact, I just can't get over the fact that this came out in 1989. That is bonkers. I'm just like so blown away. That's amazing. And I mean, the song, a stunning classic. It's just next level. It's like a hybrid between pop and gospel in such a powerful way. It's so cool. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name. It feels like home. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I want to take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power just like a prayer. I can take you there. She doesn't say, I am praying. She says, like a prayer, like a virgin. Now it's like a prayer. Like this act of sexual freedom feels like a prayer. I'm on my knees like I'm praying to you and I'm doing something else. But it's so beautiful. She is like trying to represent the beauty within sexuality. Having like a sexual moment with someone shouldn't be seen as a fucking sin. It shouldn't be seen as dirty or smutty or taboo. It should be celebrated as a moment of love, of beauty, of empowerment. It's like, how the fuck did we get to this point, you know? And she dares to kind of think of a better future where we see sex in a more positive light, you know? It's like in Open Your Heart, it's like the humanizing of the erotic dancer. She sees a future where like people aren't judged for their sexuality and people are free within their own sexuality. And it is as God intended, you know? That's kind of the vibe of this song. Sex is as God intended, you know? From a Christian perspective, obviously I'm not Christian, but still. It's like a dream, no end and no beginning. You're here with me, it's like a dream. It's like getting lost within the kind of beautiful kind of hormonal bliss of sex and like the power play, like the gentle, the tenderness of it. She captures all of that. Just like a prayer, your voice can take me there, just like a muse to me. You are my mystery. It's interesting because there's always been like a debate about, is this about sex or is this about religion? I kind of am on the side of like, I think it's quite obviously about sex, but I suppose you could argue that it is supposed to be about both. The whole point is that she's playing with like what she can get away with. You know, she can't ever say anything quite outright because it's got to play on the radio, you know? And so in this way, she can actually express her sexuality through a song because it can be read in the other way. But she very much knows that there's depth to it and there's more to it, you know? Yeah, this has really fucking made me quite passionate rediscovering this song within this context. Amazing. What a fucking icon. Like, Jesus. It's so easy nowadays to kind of see Madonna in 2025 and kind of look at her and be like, baby. And she comes across as so horrible to other people. But as an artist, as a visionary, as somebody who's made so much impact, you know, like, it's undeniable. Your voice can take me there. Right, okay, what have we got next? Express Yourself. I love this song. I have never seen this live version. So this is the live version of the MTV Awards, 1989. Let's go. Yes. Oh, iconic. The silhouette and everything. It's so great. Come on, girls. Do you believe in love? And it goes something like this. Put your love to the test. And maybe then you know your love is real. Things have come on so far since her first VMAs performance, you know. Lift you to your higher ground. Make you love you till you can't come down. I can't believe that she's had so many hits. This is like, what, been like 5 or 6 years at this point? Multiple hits every year, you know? He needs to start with your head. Yes, okay. What happens when you're not in bed? See, this is the first kind of overt statement of feminine strength within a relationship. It's almost like she started the movement and now she's riding the wave, you know?
Don't go for second-best, baby. Put your love to the test.
Make him express how he feels. I love that as well. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, so actually, if we look at Open Your Heart and the way we're kind of encouraging men to open up their emotionality and their vulnerability, this is a more overt statement of that, isn't it? You know, she's got to the point in her career where she's powerful enough. This is amazing, by the way. Look at this dancing. It's like classic 80s moves. I love it. Yeah, she's powerful enough to like put these statements out in a more kind of overt way, you know?
You got to make it.
Express himself. Oh, interesting costume choice. Suit trousers and a corset. We're fucking with gender. Come on, bitch. She's voguing already as well. Come on.
What you need.
Yes, that's so sick. I don't need someone to come and hold my mic for me. I don't need a mic stand. I'm just gonna tuck it in my tits. Think about the love he once had.
Get it.
He'll be back on his knees, so please.
Put your love to the test. You got to.
Hey, 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 hey. I love her movement in this song. The dance is really quite masculine.
Express yourself.
Great. Obsessed. Great. Amazing. Obsessed. So good. Express yourself. Yeah. Great. So sick. I mean, I really love that song, but that kind of live performance of it really kind of hammers home that kind of message, you know, the kind of gender thing that seems to be so key for her, and this understanding that the emotionality of women can be the solution for men's lack thereof. You know, that seems to be like quite a core message for her, and something that she's really like now at this point is hammering home in a much more overt way. Whereas Open Your Heart kind of almost felt like she had to sneak it into the music video in kind of like metaphorical ways, you know, and in Papa Don't Preach, she was like dressing in a more boyish way. It was kind of subtle moments of this. Here, she's like spelling it out, you know, in a really brilliantly catchy pop song. I love how the live performance of it, like the way that the movement is really kind of like almost like looking at like hip hop of the time and looking at like male street dancing, that kind of like quite kind of masculine presentation of dance, you know, and taking that and utilizing that for her own kind of message, you know, especially with the costume, the corset mixed with the suit is just, it's amazing when you think about like how like a corset is restrictive, like an image of feminine sexuality, but also of like feminine restriction with the trousers. Who's got the trousers on now, bitch? Do you know what I mean? Like, who wears the trousers in this relationship? It's me. Do you know what I mean? It's really got that kind of energy to it, but she's not letting go of her femininity. She still has that femininity. She's still embracing the sexiness, the feminine sexiness. She's still got her boobs out on show and really, but that's the point, is that like, their power is in the femininity. She doesn't have to let go of her femininity completely in order to be strong. She is strong. Yeah. I'm really feeling this. This is so good. And I love that like she's kind of inventing the like multimedia approach to pop stardom, you know? It's not just the songs, it's not just the albums, it's not just the music video, it's not just the live performances, it's all of these things, and every single little thing kind of adds together to build up a message that is much more kind of three-dimensional. And she and Michael Jackson were the first to kind of do that, you know? Yeah. Express yourself. And at the center of it, like the fucking songs are great. Do you know what I mean? They've stood the test of time. Like when you think about like actually like this era, so the 1989 stuff, we're trying to modernize the sounds of the songs. Obviously still have the synthesized 80s elements, but they feel like much more like gelled in with real life elements. So it kind of is starting to leave the 80s behind. She's starting to see the future of like where music is going. And that stuff actually ages better because of that, you know? Come on, girls. Do you believe in love? Because I got something to say about it. And it goes something like this. Don't go for second, baby. Put your love to the test. You got to make him express how he feels, and maybe then you'll know your love is real. So that's the thing, is that like she's empowering women at the same time as empowering men, actually, emotionally, you know? And she's saying, you know, actually, if you respect yourself, you respect your partner, then you should encourage him to open his heart and tell you how he feels, so that you know that your love is real, more than just material. Do you know what I mean? It's all linked together. You don't need diamond rings or 18 karat gold. Okay, so here we go. Like the message that was seeded in Material Girl, where she almost like gave into the materialistic things. She did in the music video. Here she's saying, actually, no, there's a better way. We're moving on. We're moving forward. And I love how that connects. What you need is a big, strong hand to lift you to your higher ground. Make you feel like a queen on a throne, make him love you till you can't come down. So it's about like lifting each other up and being better together. Cooperative. Long stem roses are the way to your heart, but he needs to start with your head. Satin sheets are very romantic, but what happens when you're not in bed? You deserve the best in life. So if the timing isn't right, then move on. Second best is never enough. You do much better, baby, on your own. I feel like she outlines the modern approach to romance, you know? It's like she changed everything. And when you're gone, he might regret it. Think about the love he once had. Try to carry on, but he just won't get it. He'll be back on his knees to express himself. You've got to make him express himself. Otherwise, it's all going to go to shit. Yeah, fabulous. I love like seeing the seeds of kind of what she believed in through the music videos and through the live performances and through like reading into the lyrics. You can see that kind of progression and the confidence and the power that she now has, you know? Cool. Right, next one. What have we got next? Cherish. I haven't heard of this one, so let's go. Okay. Quite a light, frothy one now. More than romance, depth of relationship. Oh, mermaids. Okay. Okay, I wasn't expecting mermaids, if I'm honest. It's quite a kind of nice song. Considering the drama of what we've had, this is much more kind of like joyful, which is nice. It's a nice kind of juxtaposition. They love that chord, don't they? I love that she's done a bit of everything. It's a really welcome kind of juxtaposition to the kind of more like impactful, powerful moments. To have something that kind of is more frothy. The whole mermaid thing's a bit strange. It's a mermaid family though, which is quite cute. The mermaid child, send it back to the ocean. Maybe it's like we've got a same-sex partnership, an adoption going on. That's fun. I love how dry it is. That's so cool. Cherish the thought. It's almost like perish the thought, isn't it? But it's the other way around. That's clever. Oh, he's a human boy now. I wonder what that story is supposed to be about. She's definitely getting more, what's the word I'm trying to think of? More abstract. In terms of her storytelling. Like there were 3 adult male mermen and a mer child. And then they kind of leave him and then she adopts him and he becomes a human. I'm not sure what she's trying to tell. It kind of has like a kind of queer energy to it, you know, in a way. I don't know whether that's intentional. Yeah, interesting. I'm so tired of broken hearts and losing at this game. Before I start this dance, I'll take a chance in telling you. I want more than just romance. Romance. You're my destiny. I can't let go, baby. Can't you see? Cupid, please take your aim at me. Yeah, more than just romance, like taking it a step further, taking it a step deeper. You got the power to make me feel good, and baby, I perish the thought of ever leaving. I never would. I love the inversion of perish the thought and cherish the thought. It's very clever. Nice songwriting. She's like, I don't want romance that is like just for tonight. I don't want something instantaneous. I want something that's deep, that lasts a long time. Cherish is the word I used to remind me of your love. Yeah, so it's kind of ecstatic within this love. I really like that. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, I really like that. Cool. Next one, Vogue. So this is live at the MTV Awards 1990. Iconic that she went to the Harlem ballrooms, brought this into the mainstream in right after the AIDS crisis. I mean, iconic. Look at it. She's fucking iconic. The fans and everything. It's so sick. This is so good. It's everywhere that you go. It's on the dance floor. Oh, come on, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. It's also mad to me that after all of these songs, she comes along in 1990 and then makes the biggest song of her career. I mean, she does it again and again, doesn't she? God, the fan clacking is on point. If you're a boy or a girl, it's just about the freedom of expression within the ballroom. Come on, Vogue. Hey, hey, go with the flow. Oh, look at that. How did she do that live as well? I'd be shitting myself. Yes. Again, a very like traditional view of femininity that she's subverting and making it queer. I love this ode to freedom on the dance floor. Oh, this is so iconic. The choreography is just stunning. It's the minimal movement with the huge movements at the same time. It's just amazing. On the cover of a magazine. Dance on air. Oh my god, amazing. Pussy's on fire. Strike the pose, there's nothing to it, Vogue. Move to the music. Every fan clack. Just immaculate. It's got concept, it's got performers, it's got choreography, it's got queer, subversive stuff. Now everybody's on their feet, aren't they? Of course they are, because they've witnessed history. I love kind of seeing like the history of the MTV VMAs, you know, and actually seeing the ways in which like Madonna, Jesus, that's so bad. It's like a Freudian slip, isn't it? The ways in which Madonna kind of like really made the VMAs a thing, you know, specifically. I mean, it kind of like ends with Lady Gaga. I feel like Lady Gaga is kind of the last artist to kind of do the VMAs with that kind of level of shock value and that kind of level of power and drama when she did Paparazzi. That's the kind of the most recent one that I can remember that is like truly game changing. It's just so cool. Like I just love a concept, you know me, and like to have the vision to think Marie Antoinette, Elizabethan, couture. It's like two completely different worlds, you know, like New York queer ballroom culture and, you know, Elizabethan England royalty. Smushed together, what do you get? The most iconic thing. Like, it is amazing. I mean, a lot has been said about Vogue. Well, people talk about it in terms of appropriation. And I do agree with culture crossing and inspiring one another, like, totally. I think, like, when it comes to Vogue, you've really got to, like, position yourself within the time. This is 1990. This is 1990. You think about what has just happened. The queer community had, like, the most oppressive, horrendous decade. The AIDS crisis. In the UK, we have Margaret Thatcher, and in the US, they have Reagan pushing back equality politics to the point where, like, in the UK, we're still seeing the ramifications of what Margaret Thatcher did to the LGBT community, how she instigated Section 28 and actually made it so teachers weren't allowed to talk about homosexuality or promote homosexuality within the classroom, creating this, like, fear. That ended in 2004 when I was at school, and I felt the ramifications of that when I was at school, you know, and this was all what was happening in the 80s, you know. I suppose a lot of it was in response to the AIDS epidemic and the fear of it, and basically leaders using the gay community, gay males, as their villainous thing to crowd around. It's all like wicked. And right now it's trans people, so yay. Anyway, but yeah, so like the power of Madonna actually saying, fuck you all, going to the ballroom, experiencing that culture and taking it and bringing it to the mainstream. She's like, this is joy. This is beauty. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. You are on the dance floor, living your best life, experiencing joy. And she's like, look at this community. They've been downtrodden. They've been beaten down. So many people have died. So many people are sick. And yet here they are expressing joy. And there's so much power and resistance within that. And she kind of says to the rest of society, look at what they are doing. Look at how joyful and powerful these people are in the face of all this adversity. You could do to learn something from that, you know? And that really is what the song kind of brings across. It's like, get up on the dance floor and free yourself from the shackles of before. It's more about emotional expression. And like, this kind of continues this kind of theory that I've been building of Madonna being a champion for emotional expression in the face of like patriarchal emotional oppression. She's here saying, it doesn't matter what your fucking gender is. It doesn't matter who you are. You are free to go onto the dance floor and free yourself and let your inhibitions out. Yeah, and for me, that's what the song brings to the world, you know. She truly believed in the message, you know, you can see that. The lyrics are really straightforward. I really do love the listing the history. I personally love Beyonce's version, and you know how she did Break My Soul, the Vogue remix of it, and then she kind of almost like adjusted the names to, it kind of was like, this is where we were then and this is where we are now, and let's celebrate that now, you know. So where are we? Look around. Everywhere you turn is a heartache. It's everywhere that you go. You try everything you can to escape the pain of life that you know. It's almost like expected within our capitalist society that like people are in pain, people are sad. When all else fails and you long to be something better than you are today, I know a place where you can get away. It's called a dance floor, and here's what it's for. So come on, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. It's about freeing your body, you know. It's like the core kind of primal human movement, and how that is something that's so core to our being. Soul is in the musical. That's where I feel so beautiful. So much about the celebration of music as well, you know. It's really inspiring and powerful. Brilliant. The song just didn't need to go so hard, but it fucking did. And it still goes hard and it still resonates, you know. Let's go on to the next one. What have we got next? Justify My Love from the Immaculate Collection. Okay. Well, we're in the 80s now, definitely. No, 90s. I'm gonna guess this was like extra bonus new songs that were in like the best of album.
I wanna kiss you in Paris.
Cool.
I wanna run naked in the rain.
Wow, this is cool. Spoken word, hello talk. Yeah, thanks.
Wanting, needing,
Cool.
to justify my love
Cool.
for you, to justify my love.
Okay, now we're getting kinky. I guess this is like a hotel where there's like a lot of maybe some kind of sex work stuff. People cheating on one another, you know, all the kind of stuff that happens in the different hotel rooms, you know?
I just wanna be a lover.
This is so cool. This is like so overtly sexual, this one.
Waiting
Wow.
for you.
I love the kind of spoken word element of it. It almost takes the kind of sexual, sensual spoken thing. Like Donna Summer was a bit like that, but like extending it into like an entire song. Like,
What are you gonna do? Talk to me.
wow. Shit. Okay. This,
Fly.
when is this? Was this 1990 as well? Like, this is like brave to really go to this place. This is the kind of thing that even now would be quite kind of controversial, you know?
Wanting, needing.
I love the queerness in it as well. It's like women who are male presenting, men who are female presenting, and everyone's loving everyone, you know? Again, it's more sexual freedom. So it's a big old orgy. Love that. Wow. Cool. Wow. That was so cool. Feels like stylistically very different and unique as well. And like very standout, you know, the spoken word element of the whole thing is quite a powerful thing and quite different from everything that she's done before. And then obviously like the sexuality of it and the way that it's completely queer and completely open is powerful as well, you know. Yeah, I loved that. That was so cool. Tee. Yeah, story-wise, it almost seems like she's experiencing a world that's maybe not even hers, like going into this kind of like queer orgy where anything is okay, you know? There's an innocent side to it. It's almost like she's being led into it. And like when she runs away at the end, it is kind of like, oh my God, what did I do? You know, it's that kind of thing. Isn't this like, there's an album that like bombed, right? It was kind of her first bomb. And wasn't it like the one with the sex book, which would have been just after this, right? I think, if my mind serves right. So you can see kind of where she's going with this, you know? I want to kiss you in Paris. I want to hold your hand in Rome. I want to run naked in a rainstorm. It's almost like meeting somebody who kind of like expands your horizon sexually and finding so much freedom in that. Wanting, needing, waiting for you to justify my love. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. I don't want to be your mother. I don't want to be your sister either. I want to be your lover. I want to be your baby. Kiss me. That's right. Kiss me. So there's a real sense of like, although like it's deeply sexual, there is a sense that she wants more from this person. Like they need to prove something to her. I love that the top thing. People also ask, why was Justify My Love controversial? I wonder why. Like, did you see the video? Yeah, really cool. I really enjoyed that. That kind of is like shows another side to her sonically that I hadn't heard before. Future Dan, back to say, this is a shout out to my patrons. My patrons are wonderful people. It's a gorgeous group of people. All their names are appearing on screen now. They all love music and it's become a really lovely community, especially in the last like 6 to 8 months. If anybody else wants to join, then head over to Patreon. There is different things on every single tier, starting at £3 upwards, where I have uncut versions of all the stuff that goes on YouTube. And so that's all the stuff that goes on shorts, and my big videos have uncut versions, so no cuts in any of the songs. And then there are also exclusive reactions. One album reaction a month is voted by patrons. This month it is OK Computer by Radiohead, and other exclusive ones such as my erotica reaction are actually ones that are requested by patrons. And all of those ones are exclusive to Patreon, and then obviously sometimes I'll be like, that has to go on YouTube like today. But yeah, there's loads of exclusive bonus content as well. And in the upper tiers, you can actually request song reactions, album reactions, and artist discovery reactions from me. So yeah, if you want to jump in and join in for as little as £3 a month, then you can do. The link is in the description. Yes, and erotica is there right now, as of right now. So yeah, enjoy. Right. Cool. Okay, let's go on to the last song. This is Rescue Me. Ooh, like the sound of the storm. Playing in the same world sonically as Vogue.
I believe in the power of love.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like a Vogue remix in a way, isn't it?
You see that I am silly and pretentious and a freak, but I don't.
It's almost like taking the backing of Vogue and creating a new song over it.
Why?
Which is very ahead of its time in terms of interpolation and remixing.
A person that loves me.
It's kind of interesting because it does invite you to kind of compare it to Vogue.
You see that I am hungry.
Love the spoken word stuff. Like, I'm really enjoying that kind of aspect of this era of her artistry.
And understand that there could be a person that loves me.
Yeah. The only thing I'd find about this one is that like the message of being like somebody rescuing her feels a little bit incongruous with the independent, powerful message. Yeah, cool. I wonder whether this is like her getting into the idea of loneliness, of fame, and like falling in love is intimate and takes her out of that, you know?
Love is understanding.
Yeah, love is understanding. There's no pretense.
To decide how good you are for me.
Love the chromatic bit.
And have the courage to love me for me.
The power to love me for me. Yeah, it's about being understood. And when you have this larger than life persona, maybe there is really like something quite powerful in her finding somebody who can understand her without any of the famous person, Madonna, you know? Oh my God, I've literally just realised the Immaculate Collection, the Immaculate Conception, the Lady Madonna.
Power of love.
I love the growl in her voice there. This song almost feels like a reflection on her whole career, like sonically. It almost sounds like she's like, I'm lost at sea, I'm at risk of drowning, come and rescue me from the storm. Yeah, like sonically, it really seems to reference not only Vogue, but like Express Yourself and the other 80s stuff like a Prayer and everything. And so like, it makes sense for a song like that to be on the collection because it almost, sonically takes moments from her whole history up until this point. Has there ever been a better named album in history than for someone called Madonna? Like, come on. The Immaculate Collection. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. But I feel like because of the sonic referencing, it does kind of almost like make you compare it to like Vogue, which like Vogue is just like hands down a better song. So I think if that song was taken out of that context, it might kind of do better on its own merits. Does that make sense? But yeah, I appreciate it for what it is and what it represents on a collection. I'm talking. I believe in the power of love. I've got something to say about it. See? I'm singing. With you, I'm not a little girl. With you, I'm not a man. She's really like forward thinking in terms of her view of gender. You see that I'm ferocious. You see that I am weak. You see that I'm silly and pretentious and a freak. But I don't feel too strange for you. There's like so much kind of that she realizes that she's not a perfect person, that she has like all these kind of like aspects to her, but there's no judgment from this person. And I think that's kind of like the power that she's feeling from it. You forgive my angry little heart when she's demanding. You bring me to my knees while I'm scratching out the eyes of a world I want to conquer and deliver and despise. It feels very personal, this one, doesn't it? Like there's clearly like she's very open about the fact that she wants to be powerful. She wants to be world conquering. She is extremely ambitious. And I think that she realizes that that does bring out bad sides in her. And so this is the first time she's actually really, like I've ever heard her kind of admit those sides of her personality that are kind of quite famous. It's quite famous that she's horrible. But like, here it's kind of showing me that she kind of understands that negative things can come out. It's much more complex than someone just being horrible or someone just being good, you know, that there's so much more complexity, and that's what she's really showing me here. Cool. Oh my God, what a journey. And we're only halfway through her fucking career. Like, this is absolutely mad that like we still haven't even had bloody Frozen and music and Hung Up and all of that stuff. Oh shit. But yeah, I've absolutely adored going through this today. You know, I thought I knew Madonna fairly well, but like really like poring over it in detail has really showed me so much more depth and so much more kind of vision to what she had. Like throughout the years, you kind of have this like consistent vision of sexual freedom in gender. And it starts off as like feminist freedom, but then actually morphs into like, what is gender? Fuck gender, you know, and then that then kind of leads on to freedom of queerness, you know, and the storytelling and everything she has to say. She's always subversive. She's always trying to push the narrative. She's always trying to make conversation because she knows that that's the way to make progress. And I think like in 2025, when we look at pop music, we wouldn't have the freedoms we have now as artists if it weren't for what she did, you know. And it's really amazing to kind of really go through that in detail. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. That was so fucking long. I hope you managed to make it to the end. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if I actually said my favourite, and so I'm going to have to say that now. What was my favourite song? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to say my favourite experience from this video was watching the music video for Papa Don't Preach, because I don't think I ever realised like how brilliant the storytelling is in it and how fully fleshed it is. And I love the story that she is telling with it. So yeah, I'm going to say that's my favourite. Let me know what your top 5 Madonna songs of all time, please, are in the comments. People love doing top 5s in my videos. That's kind of a bit of an ongoing thing. And yeah, today, rather than top 5 from this, I want you to give me my top 5 of all time. So yeah, I'll be excited to read through those. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to check out the erotica reaction over on Patreon. And if you want to check out my David Bowie discovery video, it's here.